Hey guys, welcome back to Tabmania episode 7. My name is Tabbycat, and we are back in Cities Skylines 2. So in today's video, I have some few things that I want to work on. Firstly is districts, and I also want to get this out of the way with quickly. So basically what I've done in the past is I ask you guys, the viewer, to suggest some district names, and I will give you that district with your name on it. That's been a thing I've done for a while now. I announced it at the end of episode 6. Which if you haven't seen, this is what we built. So now will be the time to actually start getting districts in place. So hopefully by the end of this episode, we should have a handful of districts around the area that if you were to comment a district name idea, you'll get a district and I will put your name on a road. That's basically how it will work. And so speaking about comments, I have been given a useful tip. That by Most Lost Noob, which told me how to remove trees from areas efficiently. And now I've actually already tried it right here, which it did work. So yeah, it was landscaping, then vegetation, then you got your tool mode here, which you said to select multiple. Then I selected all of those, set this up to 100%, and then right click. And then you'll see some trees get removed. Wow. So thank you a lot for that information. That will be coming in very handy soon. And yeah, thank you for that information. Alright, so some other things I'm going to be doing this episode is working up in this area right here and probably this area up here. But yeah, let's go ahead and start naming some districts. I think the best place to start will be over here. Seems this is the first area I worked on, so we can go ahead and give it a district border. I think I might separate the district between the housing and the industrial we have over here, just because this freeway seems to split it down the middle. So we can go ahead and do that. Now I've just noticed that a lot of traffic has come back on this bridge again, which isn't ideal, but whatever. So let's go ahead and start making some districts. This will go down to here, connect up to there, be brought down to here for now. It can then go straight down to here, where hopefully it should finish up here. And that is our first district. There we are. Our next district can come off of this area and roughly follow the coastline. It'll have to go along the edge of the border. About here will do for now. And until I get more things built in this area, I'm just going to bring it down to here. That can go under here, where then hopefully it can be brought all the way down to here. And there we go, that is 2 districts done now. Biggest brain fart ever. Alright, so the next district we are going to do is down here, so we can go ahead and start it from somewhere. Doesn't really matter where, but anyway. Here will do. Essentially just bring it roughly around the coastline. It doesn't have to go exactly anywhere. Doesn't really bother me too much. And essentially all we need to do is just bring it straight across this freeway. Then bring it down this way and connect it all the way to here. I am going to adjust a few things. There we go, that'll do. So that is another district done. It is a pretty big district, I will say. I was considering splitting it down here, but it's fine. I think the next district we will work on is one down here. So I can bring it off of this area, down here, down there, down to here. That can just go down to here, bring it there. Might just bring it up there and just follow this road. Something like that will do. Cool. The next district I can work on is one up here, which hopefully this one shouldn't be too bad. That can go down to here, curve that into here, and then rinse and repeat. And straight down to here. And there we go. Now when I get more things established in areas, I will also just bring that out to here probably. But I shall worry about that at a later time. I'm just getting them roughly set in place at least. So the next district we can work on is one down here. So we shall start here, bring it down here, across to this road. I'm just going to bring it down here for now and straight down to there. I'm not sure what district I want these buildings in. So let's go ahead and get the next district in. And this is what I've decided to do. Yes, it does look a bit strange, but we shall roll with it. I don't know why I decided to include this whole intersection in this area. Thinking about it now, I can remove that and just bring that straight down there. Fixing this up and making it look better. That'll do. But yeah, what I decided to do here was actually follow along the line of the power lines that we have running through this area. I think that is a pretty good divider, and I think that will have to do it for this side. I mean, I could just make a district here. No, I might as well just do that. I'm gonna just bring it off of here. That is now this district in place. It's not looking too bad so far. I'm pretty much going in order of episodes I've worked on. So I've worked on this first, this second, I think all of this third, or at least most of it, so that episode 4 I think was this part right here. So let me make a district right here. Where do I even start? Where do I even end? I think I'm just going to start off this corner and then head this way. Bring it to there, and I'm just going to have to follow along this edge here. Anyway, we can connect it back up to here, and there we go. That is the next district done. I've just decided to extend this district down to here instead, but anyway, that's fine. Doesn't really do much anyway. So now the next district to work on is this one right here. So I'm just going to follow along this edge and just basically follow along the middle of this river here. Down there will do. Bring it here and just basically follow this train line here. And there we go. That is another district done. I am trying to get through these as fast as I can. But yeah, the next district I'm going to do is right here. And then I think we have 2 more districts left. Or maybe 3 more. But let me just get those in place right now. And there we go. I have just connected this one up. So that's how that's looking. So now I'm just starting the next district. And there we go. That is now this district in place. And I think I will just drag this district border up there. One there. And bring these 2 up here. I think that should do it for that part. Now the next district that needs going in is right here. So we're going to bring it off of this corner, bring it there, straight down to here, across there, basically just bring it along this freeway, down to this river here, where I shall follow the river, and connecting it up here. There we go. And I think that is all the districts done now, finally. I will obviously add some more later, but for the time being, that is pretty much done with. The next thing that I will need to do is name some districts for myself. Mainly this district right here. You know what, after a long time of deciding what name I should actually use, this is what I've come up with. The River Tab City, or short form, Tava City. That's about the best I could come up with. Now, all cities will be capitalized like this, so the next one will be down here somewhere, another one in this corner, and the other one is going to be down over here. So I think that is all the districts out of the way and done with now. It is now time for me to start building, and also I really should unpause the game, even though the demand has gone back up again, which obviously is a bit of a pain, but that does mean we would need to start building. And so now all I have to do is decide where I need to build. Up here wouldn't be too bad, over here wouldn't be too bad either. This area over here would need some buildings, and of course this area. I may work on all of them, depends on how much time I have in this video. I think I want to do something in this corner at least. You know, I'm going to start by buying tiles. I'm going to start by buying these tiles at least, and that one. So now I have this entire corner to work with, which should be pretty fun. Oh, and another thing I want to work on as well, which I may do in this episode, or maybe another episode as well, is extending this railway corridor that we currently have going on. This will continue going under this way. One is going to be brought back this way, while another one is going to go down here, where I can bring that train line across the river into this area over here. So I think this is my best option to filling out this area down here, because these train lines right here, which they come from this station over here. So I need to work on corridors down here. So I think my best option is to work down here. It's the only thing I can think of doing. So let's just go ahead and do that. Most likely in a form of a time lapse, but we will see how we go. I basically have it planned out for me to be building this city next. So this was the first city, that's the next city, and then the other 2 cities I've mentioned earlier. They will go on this side of the world, and I want to get this city connected up with this city, and obviously later on connecting the other cities up. And so that means this city will be the next one to work on in a future episode. I'm not sure when, probably episode 10 maybe. By then I should have something worked out. A lot of the next few episodes are going to be working over here anyway. I think by episode 9 I'll have this area filled out. So episode 7 and 8 will probably be working mostly on this area. Yeah, there's a lot of planning and mental notes I have to make. So it's just nice to be able to say something about it, and then hopefully I can work on it when I comes time to. Hello. Progress panel. We have unlocked this one. Massive metropolis. We are now one away from getting the big one. The megapolis. Megalopolis. The megalopolis. However you pronounce that word. But whatever. Anyway. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. I just want to head into a time lapse and start building, to be honest. So I think I'm going to work on this area first. Then I'm going to move on to this area second. And I think that should do it for now. I'm just gonna wait until this gets to 270, and then I'm gonna continue building. While I'm waiting for that number to do that, I'm just gonna queue up Linkin Park songs. In case you're wondering what I do in time lapses, I listen to just Linkin Park. Oh, there we go! Close enough. And if you wanted a song suggestion, there you go. So without further ado, let's get into a time lapse where I'm going to build in this area first, then this area second. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video and the time lapse music and just the rest of the video, I guess. Here we go. Ah, wow, we got the last milestone unlocked. Nice! Wasn't expecting to get it already, but we'll take it. In the meantime, I can say what I've been doing. I've been working over this area and this area up here. I've still got to build a lot of things in here, similar size to this, so hopefully this won't take too long. I've still got to connect up the train lines as well. That will be done soon, but I sort of took a break from working on this area because I just wanted to talk about stuff. Ooh. So I was having some issues, right, with these sort of buildings right here. And the issue is not enough customers. Now, there was also a lot happening over here, which if I now go into zoning, I basically just converted this area into more of housing. Seems we needed it. So I'm wondering if I was to sort of do the same over here. Maybe let's try these three here. And now I get to remove all of these buildings like so. Nearly. There we go, that's better. Now, if I were to unpause it, now things would start building in here. Essentially just replacing all the commercial zones with residential. I was basically just looking online and it just said to not overpopulate some areas with commercial zoning, so I decided to just go ahead and remove some things, and I think these are actually going away now, which is interesting. The only thing I don't know how to fix is this stuff. I don't know how to fix high resource costs. I will have to figure that out later. Also, why are there so many dead people? Waiting for a hearse. Still? It's literally why I built all of this. Look how close you guys are to cemeteries and crematoriums. You're literally right across the freeway from it. Valid crash out. Oh, and another problem I've just seen we have is bins, so I think at the end of the episode I may just work on this area, filling in more land with landfill. That kind of sounded cool. But anyway, interesting. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to be working on this area still. I'm not entirely sure if I want to add another intersection here. I already have probably too many of them. So what I think I'm just going to do is have the road go over the freeway and then link up down here. And speaking about things that start with link, I'm going to go back to listening to Linkin Park. In other words, let's head back into another time lapse and let's start building. What am I saying? Anyway, let's just get straight into this. Here we go. Alrighty, and I am back just for a short minute because I want to show you guys something funny that I just seen. So if I were to zoom out, these are all the tiles I can buy, which to be fair is actually not all the tiles I can buy. There's 267 in total, and all the ones that are selected is 242. So therefore pretty much every bit of land on this map I can buy. Obviously I don't need to buy the water as much because it's kind of a waste of space, waste of money, and a waste of tile. I would only need to unlock some of it though when I come time to building boat paths. But other than that, I can link up all of these islands. Just kind of funny. I've been basically putting off buying some tiles that I just don't need at the moment, mainly these ones here, but seeing that I actually have enough money and also enough tiles that I could be buying it, I might just go ahead and claim it at some point. But yeah, that's just one thing anyway, so I'm not going to buy any, and instead I'm going to come back over here. Now I do understand that this is a long video. It's probably at the 20-minute mark, I would guess. But whatever, it is what it is. I took a long time to just build on this area anyway. You'll see that I now have a subway yard here. You'll see that I brought this road down this way as well, and even this train line here, and all of this goes this way into a mountainside here, which this smaller road is kind of like the cutoff point between where I can and can't build, because I don't want to just be flattening mountains. Kind of want to keep them, especially in this series. But you'll see over here I did flatten out a whole area though. It was actually much lower than this, but I decided to raise up the height a little bit. Not too crazy, but I just flattened it out so I can build a town here. Now something else I did in the time lapse as well is if I come out of that and select this road, you'll see it selects down here as well. You'll also see that's named. And if I was to zoom out ever so slightly and select the road again, you'll see that there's two roads that are the same that I would get to shortly. One being this roundabout here, and the other being this intersection right here. Now because it cuts the name off at the bridge, as you can see here, it doesn't keep the name going straight across, but it does go down instead. But even though I said I didn't want this the same road name as this one, only because I didn't like the way it looked, but it also has happened over here, and there is not much I can do about it. However, I have a workaround. You see, we need to go back in time, back when all of this was dirt pathways, because this is now fictional. One could say that the old road used to follow this path, leading along the coastline, going from over here straight down to this part, and following the old alignment of the road, where it then hit the mountainside and had to curve off, snaking around the mountainside into the old small town here, where then it connects up with this part over here, which would have been the old road. So now taking that and making a new road, which is this one over here. Even though this road was built before this road ever existed, I'm treating it as this road existing first, way before this road ever existed. They decided to follow along the coastline, making its way over here, where then it connects back over to here. Same thing happening over here, where this creates an alternate route, where it goes back over to here. And that is what's called looking at it from a different perspective. And that's been called creative. And if you liked that speech ever so much, consider subscribing. I mean, like, come on, you're already this far into the video. I need to say something. Although I've been really enjoying building this area, and this area over here, especially looking at it from this side, where you can see the train line curving around up into the mountains. Actually, speaking about that, while I'm here, this is what I've got going on so far. In the next episode, I will be connecting up this train line and this train line and making something in this area, because this is going to be episode 8. I'm working on episode 7. Episode 9 will sort of be in this area. Episode 10 will be roughly around this area, and probably episode 11 as well, depending on what I need to build. Probably more or less this top area over here will be episode 11. I think episode 12 to 18 will probably be up here, and episode 19 and 20 will probably be here. There is quite a lot to build, but as long as you guys are enjoying the video, then that's good. As for me, I'm enjoying this series. I'm enjoying building this game, working in meticulous areas, and planning out what I need to do, if that makes sense anyway. But other than that, I'm going to work on this last area right here, and then after that, I will work on a few more districts, just adding the towns that I just made, and that will be the episode. So let's go ahead and spend the last bit of this episode working up here, because I'm getting slightly tired and I want to be done this before the end of the day. So without further ado, let's head into a time lapse again and let's finish this area off. Here we go. Alrighty, and there we have it. I'm pretty much done for this area. I could be placing some of this stuff, or maybe even this, or this, or this even. I think that will do it. And now for the last thing that actually needs doing, and that is the thing we did at the very start of the episode, and that is districts. I've basically got 2 districts, possibly 3, maybe 4, but they're all going to be down in this area anyway. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? And essentially all I've got to do is just follow along the mountain ridges until I end up back here. That is 1 district done. The last district to work on is 1 down here, so let's go ahead and do that. And there we go. That is now this district done, and there we go, we now have 2 more districts. When I said 4, I was considering splitting them down the middle of the rivers, so like have this as a district, have this as a district. Same goes for over here and this part right here, but I decided to just have it as 1, which it doesn't really bother me too much. But other than that, we are now done with this episode. So let me recap on what I've done. We both started and ended this video off with districts. We started building first over here, making mountain roads that go into the new town, made a few cities, added train lines, added train stations and the train lines to go with it. Also, don't worry about this part at the moment. This line here is just a temporary fix. That was literally so I can get these trains running, because the depot for them is way over here. This is the one right here, so they would have had to travel this way over around, and they would have traveled all the way across here to the city, which you would have seen in the time lapse. These 2 don't really do much. They literally both go to here, which in itself that doesn't do anything. However, whenever I get the train lines done, 1 line will branch off this way, another line will branch off this way. So they will serve a purpose at some point, just not right now. However, what does serve a purpose is the train line going from this station to this station. That line basically snakes up around into the city, where then it goes back into the mountains across down to here. And it now serves as a mode of transport for these cities over here, and the other town that's over here. Oh wait, did I even connect up the other one of these? I have a feeling I didn't, no. Oh well, I get to now drag it to this station instead, and then I just gotta connect them up. These are a pain to lock into place, but it is what it is. So I guess now if I was to unpause the game and follow this train, let's see if this is the one that we need. Never mind that it was the one that terminated there. So it's not that one that I needed. So it must be on this line here. You follow. Will this be the train that continues forward? Yes, it is. I'm totally oblivious to the lines that are on the train line. Totally. But this does seem to work quite nicely. Yeah. There is something really cool about watching trains roam about in this game. At least they do link up. Now actually before that train moves, we do have this part we need to link up. Let me move this line to there, where now I'm going to prioritize this line by bringing it to over here instead, like that. And then I just got to connect it up at this station, and that should be a completed line now, wherever it went. What? Oh, okay. How the bloody hell is it doing that? Why the bloody hell is it doing that? Come back to that station. Why? Why are train lines like this in this game? Can I at least colour these to make it easier for myself? All that did was literally change the first one. Found it. Alright, that makes it a lot easier now. Ah, cool, it even colours the train. I think it's an issue right about here. Right, there we go. Right, I finally fixed it. And while we're on that topic then, I'm gonna recolor some other ones. Right, there we go. Now that is the end of the episode. I was not planning for that to take as long as that did. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, share, notificate for more. I upload weekly videos. As mentioned, episode 8 will be working over here. Episode 9 will probably be up here. And then moving on to episode 10 and 11, which will be up here. So with that out the way, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share, notificate for more, do all that fancy stuff. And I will see you in next week's video. See ya!